Hey, what's happening, guys? What we've got here is a big box from Uni-t. And it is the Uni-t UDT2102CEX Digital Storage Oscilloscope. Here's everything that comes in the box. We have the oscilloscope, power cable, a download operation guide, 2 probes and accessories, and that's about it. So I'm going to unpack this, plug it in, and we'll take a look at it. Alright, so I'm going to power it up here. The power switch is on top. And this is the first power up. You're seeing it right alongside of me. So about 4 to 5 seconds from power on to trace. Interesting. It's a 7-inch LCD, but there's like 1.5 inches of menu over here, so this is actually quite small. Now the specs on this thing are 2 channels, 100 megahertz, 1 gig of sample per second, with a rise time of about 3.5 nanoseconds. Memory depth of 25 kilopoints, that's not very good. And a waveform acquisition rate of 2,000 waveforms per second. Also not very good. This definitely puts it in the bottom level of performance compared to some other of the, starter home scopes. So yeah, it's not terrific. All right. So we're apparently in the utility menu. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. Channel 1, we have coupling, bandwidth limit, coarse or fine, our probe attenuation, 1, 10, 100, and 1,000, and invert. Then we have a math menu, type, FFT, or math, source, operator, source 2. Interesting. Oh, I thought I heard a relay click there. We have our horizontal menu. This is also quite sparse. Main, window, hold off. Trigger menu, type, edge, pulse, edge, pulse. Okay, so that's it. Edge and pulse. Wow. Alright. Well, let's get a probe on there and see what we can see. So the probes that it comes with are UTP-04 100 megahertz, 10x 600 volts, 1x 200 volts. We'll hook up the probe compensation here. Hit the auto set and see what we see. I can hear some relays clicking. There we go. A little undercompensated there. They give you 1 set here of 2 yellow and 2 green, a high frequency ground, the adjuster. Not much there. probe compensator is metallic. Usually they're non-metallic. Alright. See what kind of measurement we get here. Alright, so our measurements, and all I'm going to do is hit the measure button. We have channel 1 frequency, channel 1 period, channel 1 rise, channel 1 fall, and channel 1 width. Positive width. There's no peak to peak. Let's see if I hit a button, can we adjust it? Yeah, okay, so we can... Alright, good. I'm glad there's some more stuff here. There we go. So now we can get peak to peak. I'm looking here. It's supposed to be 3 volts. Let's go back to channel 1. Probe is at 1x. We are at 1x. Bring up our measure window again. Okay, now we're seeing 3 volts peak to peak. Well, 3.14. That's close enough. 1 kilohertz. Okay. Bring in channel 2. Nice yellow trace. Alright. Let's take a look at some different waveforms. Alright, let's start out with a 25 megahertz sine wave. I'll hit the auto set. Okay. Measurements right on. Doesn't look too bad. How about a 10 megahertz square wave? Okay. So that's more of a sawtooth waveform. But then again, at 10 megahertz, you know, you're up into the RF frequency, so without using that little grounding spring to shorten your ground antenna wire, you're going to end up with that. Let's look at a 100 hertz square wave. Just my horizontal scale. 100 hertz, not too bad. 300 nanosecond rise time. Okay. The FFT. We'll go to the 10 megahertz square wave. We'll bring in the math function. Our type will be FFT. I'm guessing that's that tiny little red line mark there. Wow. Vertical dBRMS. Rectangle. Now on a 10 megahertz square wave, I should definitely be seeing the harmonics there. There we go. Now I can see them. If I bring in the cursor, can I adjust this? Oh, yeah. Not really seeing any way to adjust the cursor. I'm rolling the multi-purpose knob here, and nothing is really happening. Oh wait, there it is. Trying to roll that over here to grab the fundamental. Or maybe the fundamental's right there and that's the first harmonic. I don't know. This is very, very odd. Change our window. Go back to the cursor. Yeah, I think. Okay. So we do have two cursors there. They're very hard to see. Alright. So that would be our fundamental. And there's a harmonic. Whoa. Yeah, there's absolutely no adjustment to it, which I don't particularly like. Cursors. Turn them off. Yeah. Don't know. Alright, acquire mode. We have sample, peak, and average. Okay. Sampling real time, equivalent time, fast acquisition mode. Storage. You know, we can save. Display, vector, format, persistence. Then we have utility. Yeah, I'm just not really seeing a whole lot there. Alright, what do you say we take it apart? Well, it looks like there were 4 screws here. Hopefully I've got them all. Don't see anything else hiding anywhere. Okay. Alright, just took a little bit of finessing to move stuff around there. And we are completely shielded here. Okay, I did not take those screws out there and there. They were simply not added in. Trying to figure out how we can get this cover off. I think if I remove these screws here, one over here, and perhaps these 3 down here. I'll take these out and be right back. Here we go. We are in. So we got our power supply here. Ground wire is securely bonded there. Power supply actually looks pretty good. I don't see any real problems with it there. That device there is a little crooked mounted, but whatever. So we've got a Xilinx Spartan on there, and an Analog Devices ADS BF531. Would that be our analog to digital converter, maybe? No, that device is actually the Blackfin embedded processor. 600 megahertz high performance Blackfin processor with two 16-bit MACs, two 40-bit arithmetic logic units, four 8-bit arithmetic logic unit, 40-bit shift register, a RISC-like register and instruction module, blah, blah, blah. So that's basically our processor. There's like, again, there's that Xilinx Spartan. And that's not like a Spartan 3 or anything. That's just a Spartan. It's an FPGA. Our front end, of course, is hidden under that can there. That is pretty sparse. I mean, there's really not much to see there. I'm wondering if Uni-t actually manufactures this, or if somebody manufactures it for them. That's why I was looking over the board here. Looks like this was manufactured 11/14 of 2016. Now this was sent out to us free of charge from SaneSmart. So I don't know if they are representing Uni-t, or they're the mother company of Uni-t, or what their connection is, basically, is what I'm saying. I don't know exactly. We've got two populated headers, one unpopulated header. Let's see what they say. This one is a 6-pin. It says 573. And this one over here, it's like a 14-pin, and it's marked 514. So that's that one right over there. That's a Sanwa cap on there. Wow. Surprised they sprung for the brand name. But I don't see any other manufacturer markings on here or anything like that. Nope. So, looks like, again, version 1 board, 11/14 of 2016 for the 2000 series scopes. And that's about all I got to say about that. Well, there she is, all back up and running. There's really not too much I can say about it. It is an inherently functional scope that serves the basic needs of an oscilloscope. But that's really about all I can say about that. There's not much else here going on. I see it selling for around $239 in various places, which is the same price as the Handtech DSO 5072P, which in my opinion is a superior scope. If you could get this for, say, under $200, I believe it would be a solid performer. I don't see anything at all wrong with it. The layout is nice. There's nothing weird. It seems functional. It's based off of Spartan FPGA, which almost all your modern low-end home scopes are based off of. So it's, you know, they're all following the same formula. It's not a problem. It's what's lacking here more than anything, in my opinion, is the the firmware. And this is software version 1.06, and it says production date of 8/20/2019. Let's before we go over here, and I'm just going to have a quick look on the Unity page and see if there is a firmware update. Now, the only software that I can find is communication control and waveform analysis software, so that would be a a Windows program. There's no firmware update that I can find for this scope. Okay, well, hope you guys enjoyed this look at the Uni-t UDT2102CEX 100 megahertz 2-channel oscilloscope. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Feel free to comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe. Big thanks to SaneSmart for sending this out. Big thanks to the patrons, and a big thanks to you guys for watching. That's it. I'm out. Peace.